Thank you for joining us. My name is Sean, aka the Rummingbird, and this is the welcome episode. I was going to just put a really simple kind of explanatory episode together, welcoming people and letting y'all know what this thing was all about. And then I figured, why not do that and couple it with a cocktail? So, without any further ado, let's get into it. That's what we're going to do today. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for checking things out. What is this thing? This is bar education. Everything from building a bar out, to the ins and outs of how to set up a bar, to bar basics, to more complex techniques, cocktailing, spirits education. Kind of a whole bunch of nonsense. It's all bounced around in here, wrapped in one, hopefully, coherent package. I will do my best to communicate everything that is in this insane brain, and hopefully you guys can take away something, learn something, or just be, at the very least, slightly entertained with whatever the hell I'm doing. So, what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna be making a cocktail for you guys, a little cocktail. This is a double riff on the Mai Tai, and this is based on the Mai Tai that was being served at the Royal Hawaiian. As you can see, I tried to keep it extra simple, so we only have about 40 touches on this one. So yes, first video. We'll keep it nice and simple. Let's get into it. What we're going to be doing today, we're going to be making a shaken cocktail. The original Mai Tai calls to be shaken over crushed ice, as does the Royal Hawaiian recipe. So we're going to be following that. I do have my handy dandy mixer. We will be getting into that in future episodes, but for the purposes of what we're building today, we're going to be sticking with more of a whip shake method with crushed ice. So let's get our tools ready. We're going to need shakers, and we're going to need our jigger. Don't free pour stuff. I mean, you can. I don't prefer it. The thing about measuring out your ingredients is that you're going to get consistent and better results. That's just one man's opinion. Let's start with our citruses, and a great rule of thumb, anytime you guys are making cocktails, you always want to start with your cheapest ingredients first. And that is for primarily the reason of, if you are starting with, say, your barrel-aged coho from Kohana, that is not, first of all, easy to get, and second of all, not cheap. It's really good stuff. A, you don't want to waste it, and B, you don't want to waste your money when you mess the ingredients up and then end up having a subpar cocktail or having to pour out and start again. So always start with your cheapest stuff first. Think about your citrus juices, any of your low-end syrups, like your simple syrups, sugar and water. It's okay if you waste the sugar and water. But I digress. Let's get into the drink. Like I said, I did make some tweaks, some adjustments, particularly with the ratios on the citrus. I bumped up some of the sours, pulled down some of the sweets, but more or less this really truly is a play on that Royal Hawaiian Mai Tai. The main difference being is that I completely swapped out the rums. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it called for a light rum, a Demerara rum, which are the rums coming out of Guyana, and also I believe a Jamaican rum. Once again, could be wrong. I'll do the thing at the bottom. Just look here, somewhere here. But swap those out for two types of Kohana. One is an unaged, it's part of their Kea line. Really, really cool stuff. If you guys have not heard of Kohana, they make wonderful heirloom, single varietal, fresh cane rums out of Hawaii. The Kea is their line of white unaged rums. Kea simply means white in Hawaiian. And the cool thing about these guys is they will even put on the side of the bottle so you know what varietal. So think about wines. Different grapes make different styles of wine. They're using single varietal heirloom cane from the island to make their rums. And this one even says on the side, as all their bottles do, the Kalaoa. That is the varietal. That is the type of cane being used in this. So single varietal cane. And on the Coho, which is their barrel age, they're barrel aging this in ex-bourbon barrels. And this is the Pacovelli. So varietals there, and they even put a date on when it was harvested. So harvested in April 2020. So kind of a cool little thing. But if you like fresh cane rums, or if you have never had them, check these guys out. Really cool stuff. Really, really great juice. And a shout out to my people at Kohana, Justin, Tiff, Kyle. You guys are the best. Thank you. But without any further ado, let's jump into this drink because I have been blabbing a ton. I'm probably going to have to edit the shit out of this. I'll probably have to edit that out too because I don't want that explicit rating. This is a place for everybody. It's a family channel. No, it's not. All right, so let's start off with our citruses. I'm doing a split base of lemon and lime, and we're cutting that right down the middle, so we're going to end up with about an ounce of our sours. So let's go half an ounce of lime. Here, we're going to do a half an ounce of lemon. Boom. We're going to do a quarter ounce of simple. And I will take this time to let you guys know, I know everything's neatly packaged. It's all fresh juiced. I just like to do it ahead of time because I like to strain out my pulp. I don't like the little hand squeezy things. I'm just a weirdo and I have a good juicer in my kitchen. So I juice everything before I film, but I do always recommend fresh juice. Fresh lemons, fresh lime, orange. Pineapple's kind of a pain in the butt. I've juiced it in the past. I will be honest, just buy the stuff from Trader Joe's. It's really good and it saves you a whole ton of time. But I digress. Let's get back into the recipe. This is going to happen a lot, guys. I'm going to bounce all over the place, so do your best to keep up. Like I said, we'll have a recipe at the end. It'll be super helpful. So up next, we're going to jump into our orange. We got half an ounce of orange juice, so pop that up to the half ounce line. Then we're jumping into our pineapple. Got about 3/4 of an ounce of pineapple. Boom. Drop that there. We're going to have a half an ounce of homemade orgeat. And I will eventually have an episode on syrups, probably single episodes dedicated to all of these things, especially orgeat. It's not impossibly difficult, it's just very time consuming and you kind of have to gather a lot of different products to make it and it's kind of a pain in the butt. But I will say, homemade orgeat, infinitely better than anything you can buy in the store. There are a few brands that are pretty good, but if you're making it at home, if you have the time, it's fantastic. And when we do the episode, you know, bring up brands that I recommend if you don't want to go through all the steps. But that being said, 1/4 ounce of orgeat, which is an almond-based sweetener. So any nut allergies, beware. This is chock full of nuts. There goes that explicit rating. We're going to hold off on that. That's a little thing for the end. And then we've got also a 1/4 ounce of our curacao. We're doing a dry curacao from Pierre Frond. Delicious stuff. If anyone's familiar with previously known as Plantation, now Plantaray, shout out to Adrian. Thank you for also helping us out at Tiki Oasis. You are wonderful. Now, that brings us to the good stuff. This is all good. This is really good. So, we're going to do an ounce of each of these, just to split base right down the middle. So, an ounce of the calf. Boom. And we're going to do an ounce of the coho in the tin. And this is the part where I go and smash a bunch of ice. So, give me 1 second. Movie magic! Hey, I got my crushed ice. We're back. Okay, so let's see if we can do this without making a gigantic, god-awful mess. What is that? Who knows? Crushed ice into your tin and make extra because the rest is going to go in your glass. Okay, stay. Now the fun part. Do a quick whip shake. Don't have to go too crazy. We don't want to over dilute. Remember, we are shaking with crushed ice, which will end up diluting faster than, say, if you were shaking with large format ice or regular cubes. So the ice is always going to affect your final outcome. I'll do a whole episode on ice eventually as well, but for now, let's get shaken. Very excited about this. One of my favorite qualities that these rums bring to the table as they are fresh cane rum, they are not made with molasses as their base, is they have this wonderful briny kind of salinity, almost oceanic quality to them. It's like sea mist and green olives and just all kinds of tasty stuff on the nose, and then on the palate just takes you in a completely different direction. You're thinking, you know, fresh cut flowers, very floral, sweet, just super multi-dimensional, really, really fun rums. I have a strainer here somewhere. Here we are. That'll do. Top this sucker off. Now, because I added too much ice, you guys are making me nervous. Jeez, I guess I'm gonna have to, oh, that's stupid. All right, we're gonna do a couple things here. And this is for all you Mai Tai purists. We've already put orange juice and pineapple into our Mai Tai. Why not throw a little grenadine on top? Why not? And yeah, it's homemade. Don't get mad. It's delicious. And because we're here, a big, fun, garish garnish. Little orange, pineapple, and you know we got those Luxardo cherries because they're the best ones. I don't think anybody's arguing that. They're also really expensive, so I'm not faulting anybody for not buying them, but you won't see those bright red monstrosities behind this bar. Look guys, we made a drink. Check it out. The Maika'i Loa. Delicious. Looks quite nice if you ask me, and I look forward to hosting you in the future. But that is it for this episode. This was a lot more involved than I thought it was going to be. I also turned off my air conditioner for you guys because it was going to be way too loud and it would have made the sound stupid. So I'm sweating for you guys. I'm starting to get a little dewy back here. So thank you for joining me. I am now going to turn my air conditioner back on, and I'm going to drink the rest of this. Wish you were here. Until next time, I don't have a catchphrase. I was going to do a catchphrase, and then I realized I don't have one, and then a whole bunch of other catchphrases. We'll figure something out for next time. Thanks for joining me, guys. Toodaloo! That's not the one. That's